What's going on, everybody? It's Mighty back with another vlog. This one's going to be a bit shorter today since this is going up later than I had originally planned, but I had two things I wanted to talk about. First of all, I finally finished Child of Light. For those of you that don't know, that was like a downloadable game by Ubisoft. Used the Ubi-Art engine, so it's like a really artsy-looking, it's a side-scroller, it looks very hand-drawn, gorgeous game. Like an RPG, kind of an old-school-ish, kind of turn-based JRPG combat style, but it had a little bit of more depth to it where, you had a meter that would go across the screen, and then you could attack at the end of the meter. And once it got to a certain point is when you could choose what your move was going to be. But like if you hit if you hit an enemy as they were close to being able to attack, it would set them back and reset their counter. But they could do the same to you. It added a cool element of strategy to the turn-based battle system. Like I said, it was a gorgeous game. It was a decent runtime. It took me probably like 10 hours, maybe a little more to beat. But I explored like everything. I found almost everything without even trying. I only missed one trophy in the game, which was to like find all the collectibles, and I was like 2 or 3 short on that. But the world of the game was large enough, and it wasn't super easy to go between areas, so it wasn't really worth it just to get 100% because it isn't like it was a platinum trophy or anything. But I really enjoyed that. On the negative side, the story is all told. There's hardly any voiceover at all. It's mostly text-based story-wise, and everyone speaks in rhymes, which at first was kind of endearing, but it kind of wore out its welcome really quickly, and the way that they spoke, they only did it to make it rhyme. And it felt forced, and it got really annoying. And I eventually read through a lot of the dialogue stuff just because it wasn't super interesting. And a lot of the characters, you unlock new party members as you go, and you can swap between any two at any time, and you don't really lose like a move. It doesn't cost you a move to switch characters, which was nice in the combat. But because you unlock them over the course of a long course of time, you get used to using certain guys, and a lot of them are frankly just way more useful than other characters. Like towards the end of the game, you get this big hulking melee guy who does way more damage and has way more health than anyone else. So I used him the rest of the time because he was super useful. And there's a magic guy who almost always has a spell between lightning, fire, and water that an enemy is weak against. So he's invaluable to use. And a lot of the other characters, they just don't do as much damage, or the use case is very small. There's one character who you get super late on that I don't think I even used. I used one time just to see what she did, where her attacks, she would hit an enemy and it would take them backwards on their time, or she could use a spell and make your other character go farther along the period. It's not like haste and slow, but it literally sets them back on the time that goes across. And it's just that's not super useful because you can do enough to hit enemies and make them go backwards that she was a useless character. But the magic guy was really great, the melee guy was awesome, had a ton of health, and then the main chick that you play as, Aurora, who's a little girl as the game starts, and she gets older as it goes along. She does light magic, and most of the enemies are dark enemies, so they're weak against her stuff, so she was invaluable too. But just a lot of the other characters I rarely used because they weren't super useful. They just didn't do as much damage. But one of the guys is really good at dodging, but who cares? He doesn't do as much damage, he doesn't have as much health. So what if he's good at dodging? I'll just use my tank melee guy, and he can take a bunch of hits. So that was a bit of a bummer. I wish there was more incentive to use the different characters more than I just stuck with basically the same three guys out of 8 the entire time that I had them. So kind of on the negative side. But overall, I really liked it. Definitely one of my favorite games I've played this year. Gorgeous game. I think it's $15. And I think it might actually been discounted on the Steam sale too, which I think is ending today. But picked up a lot of stuff on the Steam sale. Final tally will be on next week's vlog of all the games I got and how much money I spent. And it was a lot, but definitely more than last year. But there were a lot of great games that I wanted that I hadn't played, and that I played on other systems. Yeah, I have Sleeping Dogs on PS3 through PlayStation Plus, but it was $5 on PC. I'd be stupid not to get it, right? Maybe not. But last big thing I wanted to announce, I will have a new series starting hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to actually, right after this, I'm going to be recording it. and hopefully I can get it edited and get an episode up tomorrow. If not, it'll start on Wednesday for sure. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to say what it is. You guys will just have to wait and see. But that'll be going up either Monday or Wednesday, because Wingcraft will be on Tuesday. But that'll be a lot of fun. I've been wanting to play it for a while, and picked it up on the Steam sale, of course. And it'll work out. I don't want to spoil it. There's something new of the game that will be coming in a month and a half-ish. So hopefully we'll catch up by the time that it is out. That is all I'll say about it. I mean, you guys will know in a day. In 24 hours, you'll know what it is, so it's not like this big teaser. But yeah, definitely a shorter video. I wanted to get this up as soon as possible since I haven't been doing great at getting a video up every day. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss another Sunday vlog. So that's it for today. New stuff coming on the channel, and next week, once I show you guys everything I had on Steam, like, I'm totally open to doing anything that is in my library. I have some montage ideas that I may talk about in a future video, but yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully in the new series. If not, the new series on Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.